Right, let's begin. Oh, hang on. Okay. I had to restart the stream then, so if you wondered why you disconnected, that was why. Right, let me say hello to everybody. Sorry, I'm half asleep. I'm really tired today. Welcome, Mr. G, who immediately guessed Quiz Eliminator. I mean, not a bad guess considering the recent run. Andy Magic Knight, Prince Phase, Foray, Steps. I think that's it. Russell Mills as well, Grey Defender. It's not it, it's just hard keeping up with the chat. And Mad Beagle. Evening C. About 8-0, yeah. Or, literally, aura. Same thing, which is something I've learned recently. So, okay. So, what are we going to do tonight? So I did a couple of small changes to the quiz, which I'll show you in a minute. So there's now a little countdown, tells you when the next one is coming on. And the zoom is a little bit better. I haven't made any other changes, other big changes. Oh, I've increased the the winner announcement to 10 seconds, and added a little sound effect as well. So if somebody gets it right, there'll be a little ching noise, and if nobody gets it, there'll be a kind of sad noise. And the timer will appear as soon as I start the races, so I have to actually start it in my overlay. So let me do that now. Let's see how this goes. So fingers crossed this works. So let's have a look. So the zoom in is a lot. Not the zoom in, the depixelation. It looks like a zoom in because of the way it's working, but it is just a depixelation. It just looks like zoom because of the way it's happening. Oh my god, this is one we've had before as well. Only one person wins, yeah. I am going to change that possibly in there. There we go. And there was a little ting noise. I don't know if you heard that. Just something kind of something small and inobtrusive, non-obtrusive, unobtrusive, whatever the word is there. Can you have your... Yes, you can. Steps uses a listen on making sure he gets his 10,000 points. Oh, was the game name in the image on that game? See, I thought I'd avoided most of that, but I guess I miss a few of them here and there. It's kind of hard to spot them all. Okay, so as I say, I'm quite tired tonight, so I'm going to take it a little bit easy. First thing I want to do is fix the respawn stuff. I seem to remember there being a small bug with it. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I'm sure there was something with it. Code text tiny. Okay, hang on. How's that? Sid loud, text small. Yeah. Thanks, Andy. Thanks for the bits, dude. Yeah, I've toned it down a little bit. So you should have a little race counter in the corner now, telling you when the next race is going to be. Should be pretty accurate, I think. I've only done very minimal testing on these things, but it should give you an idea when the next race is going to be. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to do was I realized that the respawn isn't quite right. Oh, there's no wine tonight. I should fill that in. There's no wine tonight. Just orange juice because I'm working. So one of the things I realized was in the original game, you don't actually appear where you were last on solid ground. You appear where you were last on solid ground when you first entered the screen. So in this case, I should have appeared up here. So I'm going to change the routine to do with that a little bit. Thanks, Steps. Appreciate it. I don't know about that, but I'm glad you enjoy it. Hey, Tinspin, did I start the new job? I did, yes. It's been really interesting actually. So today I've been looking at oh, what was it? Well, I did a little bit of a kind of introduction, a team introduction sort of thing. Looks like I'm going to be kind of responsible for container security, which is kind of nice because it's kind of right up my alley, really, that sort of stuff. So, um, it it doesn't have rum this week. That's for sure. I'll be taking it easy this week, I think. Um, yeah, so I've been doing. I've kind of been assigned container security as my kind of speciality that I need to brush up on. So that's going to be what I do mostly. Um, thanks for the follow, DXMon. Welcome to the stream, dude. As well as the kind of the security assessment, so the pen testing stuff, as well as that, which is kind of on a day by day basis. When I'm not pen testing, I'll be doing container security, so that's kind of cool. So it's nice and interesting, and it's something they need, so it's good. Yeah, and today I've been trying to do password hash cracking using rainbow tables, which is an interesting topic. Uh, Dudette. Okay, Dudette. Welcome to the stream. No, I just have a habit of calling everybody dude, so I don't mean any offense by it. But I'll try and remember that DXMon is indeed a dudette. But yeah, I do tend to call everybody dude. It's just a habit of mine, and I know many people who don't even men who don't like being called dude. So I do apologize to anybody like that, but it's just my way of greeting people to the stream. That's all. Um, Rainbow Islands password cracking, yeah. So if you don't know about rainbow tails, they're quite interesting. It's a sneaky way of it's not really, well, it kind of is brute forcing. No, it's not. It's more like a dictionary attack. So it's a sneaky way of kind of trying to derive a password from trying to derive a password from a password hash. So it's interesting. It's good fun anyway. But I've been learning about those today and how to generate them and how to use certain tools to kind of hack those. So it's been good. It's more of a bad old silly joke on DirectX being awful. Yes. Okay, right. So let's have a look where we're at. So what I want to do today then is, first of all, I want to change this respawn routine. So instead of respawning at the last solid piece of ground, it's going to respawn at the first solid piece of ground you touch when you enter a screen. So it's not too difficult to do. At the moment, what we're doing is every single frame we're checking, are we on solid ground? And if we are, we're recording it. So all I need to do is when I record it, I just need to record what screen we're on, which I believe I'm already doing in the where is it? It's in here somewhere. I can't remember where I put it now. Player respawn screen. Here we go. So we just need to check that if this screen is the same, then don't save it. If it's not the same, then save it, and then that way we should only respawn the right spot on the screen then. So let's give that a try. Let's figure out where that's being set, which I believe I can do if I do this. Yes. Okay, this is the player respawn routine, so it's not that we need. We need it must be being used somewhere else. This can't be the only place. So it does a comparison here, otherwise it jumps. Okay, so there must be somewhere else where it's calling that function. Just need to figure out where that might be. I might not have it open. That could be the problem here. Because it seems to only find them. Oh no, it's finding them in files that I don't have open as well. So okay, let's just check inside this file. Maybe it's in this file somewhere. Nope, that's my Twitch address. Okay, it says there's only two. Oh, here we go. Record spawn. Okay. So we need to do that comparison here, basically. Record the spawn point if it's valid, but then when we go to record the spawn point, we need to double check that we've not already recorded a spawn point for that screen. So, um, sorry, I'm too busy reading chat. I should probably just focus on this. I'll try and catch up with the chat now and again. You tell Acme if the PC is one register or two. So Steps came to me and asked me this question. I'm kind of torn. So technically, it is two. It must be because it's an 8-bit CPU, and it's a 16-bit value. However, nobody calls it two registers. We call it one register. So it depends on your view. If you're looking at it from a hardware side of things, then it's two. But if you're looking at it from a development side of things, then it's one. We certainly don't say the PC registers. We say the program counter registers. We say program counter registers. So, and I'm sure there is no point in the CPU internally where it's treated as two separate pieces. There will be loaded in two calls, but it's going to be it's always going to be treated as a pair. um, okay, right. So this is where we're recording the spawn. So what I want to do is I want to check this value in here against this value here. Actually, no, I want to check. Yeah, I want to check this value against this value. If they match, then we're just going to jump to no record spawn. So easiest way to do this then is to, before we even begin this, we're going to load that value into the accumulator and just shift it into, I guess the B register is a perfectly valid place to use here. That's what I was using before, so I'll use the B register here. We'll know if it breaks. So I'm going to load it into the accumulator, then load the accumulator to B. Then I can compare A accumulator to B, and if they're equal, in other words, if the comparison, if A minus B is 0, them are the same, and I can go to no record spawn. And that should be it. That should be all we need to do to fix this. If you cross an address boundary with an index, there is a cycle penalty because it's two 8-bit values. So I agree that Aquafin is wrong. Yeah, I think from the software point of view and from the way that the 6510 or the 6582 approaches the program counter, it's treated as one register. However, at the very, very lowest level, as a chip design, it has to be technically two registers. But I think that's where it ends being two registers. I think in every other way, it's treated as one. It will have its own unique circuitry to deal with that value. It won't follow any of the other circuitry. It will deal with yeah, exactly. It is one register made up of two 8-bit values. Yeah, it's going to have its own circuitry. You can't treat it like a register pair or anything like that. It is. It's not like you could read. It's not like you could read the lower byte of it or the upper byte of it. It would you just get the whole thing. So yeah. Sub-second lag today. I guess that changed. So I did change to using forcing it to use London servers. So maybe auto is just really bad for. Oh, that's capital N. That's fine. Oh God. Maybe forcing it to auto when I'm on 5G causes problems. So. Stepping out to watch Esden stream. Be back to see how you get on. Okay, take care, DXman. Say hi to Esden. Right, let's get this running. There we go. So, in theory now, this should be our respawn point, because this is where I first touched the ground when I came into this screen. Perfect. And let's try it this way. So if I come in this way, this edge of the screen should now be our respawn point. Perfect. Exactly what we want. I like watching you two argue, it's funny. Okay. Okay, so that's kind of spot on for that. Okay, so I was kind of thinking, I'm not sure what I really want to do as the next oh, this would be interesting. Yeah. If I jump from here, I can't jump from there. Yep, cool, that works. I'm not sure what I want to do next. I seem to remember there being some weird bug here, and I can't remember what it. Oh, well, that's definitely a bug. Okay, well let's see if we can replicate that. Did you figure out that cryptic work video thing? I've done a lot of it. So I managed to get I managed to find a base 64 encoded like open SSL encrypted key of some kind. I'm not sure what it is. In the audio, I found a few different places. So there was some semaphore in there, so I decoded that. There was some Morse code in there as well. And there was a piece of music which, if you wrote the notes out, then you can actually convert. If you can write the notes out, and instead of from A to G and sharps and flats, you write them out as letters of the alphabet. So you just assign. It doesn't really matter how you assign it, but you assign every note a unique letter of the alphabet, and then from there you can kind of manually you can manually kind of solve it as a cryptogram. You can solve it as a substitution cipher, and that found me another set of numbers, which I'm not entirely sure what they mean yet. So I've got a load of numbers, and I've got something I need to crack. So I need to find the key for it, which is why I was doing rainbow tables today, to see if I could figure out how. Imagine they wouldn't be happy with someone they hired who didn't find anything wrong with it. Oh yeah, I found loads of stuff in it. Why can't I see my follows and stuff? No. Okay, there we go. Thanks, ZS Tom 123 for the follow, dude. Welcome to the stream. Oh, another quiz. He's gonna get this one. It's definitely a lot smoother like that. I like it. Oh, what is that? Oh my god, seriously? Well done, Steps. Oh, one thing it does need to do is it needs to resolve completely. So because you guessed it early, it just stayed where it was. It didn't finish off. So I'll make sure that it completely resolves when it's done. Okay. It's going to be an ongoing thing. I haven't even added any more uh any games to it there as well. But hopefully that little ding noise is enough to kind of make you look and see who won. So okay, right. So there seemed to be an issue if I died while I was on this bridge. Okay, puts me there, which is correct. What did I do? I did something. Seems to work now. It's really frustrating. Okay. Another issue for me is besides. Oh wow. Besides my lack of knowledge, 99% of my 64 use was on a black and white TV. Yeah, that kind of sucks. To be fair, I was the same for a while. I was on a black and white TV until quite late, really. Um, but I did finally get to play on the color, and it was kind of cool going back through all my games again and looking at them, and going, "Oh wow, that looks really cool." Okay, I don't know what that bug is. I don't know how to replicate, which is going to make it hard to fix. Oh, there's a bug. Um, oh, though it's probably related to the number of lives I had. There was no game over. Let's put a game over routine in. So on the original game, it's a dialogue window that pops up and says game over. However, I think this might look a bit weird with the dialogue screen just for game over. I think it needs to be something else. So let's do two things. Let's put a placeholder intro in. So we could start building the kind of game flow up, because the only thing we're really missing now is keys and enemies. Like we've got the keys awarded here, but we can't. There are none to pick up. So keys and enemies are the only things really missing from the game now. But I'm not going to go over that yet because I haven't drawn any enemies yet. So I will do that at some point in this routine. Uh, just reading chat. I'll do that sometime this week. And for now, we'll do the we'll add a kind of very very basic intro and game over in. So we'll do it in this area here. So in the main routine. So let's create some labels here. So intro is going to be here. Main game is going to be here. Game over could be here. If we need to move these, like intro will probably be moved into something separate. And some of these need to be moved as well, because these are initializing various things like sound palettes. So those can probably be moved to here because they need to just happen once at the beginning. I'm going to disable the interrupts again here. So in terms of intro, let's just do a very, very back in 12 minutes. Thanks, Agmafin. Oops. Well, this be a nice non-violent game. It's still non-violent. He doesn't attack any of them. They attack him. Okay. So let's do a very, very basic intro screen. So let's call intro in it. And then here I'm going to do call intro date. I'll call it intro wait actually, because I'm just going to do two routines here for this. Let's import a new routine here, a new file here. Let's call it intro. to copy a section because I can never remember how to do these bits. Okay, so we need intro init. And intro weight. So for now, I'm just going to return from this. I'm going to do the weight thing first. So intro weight is basically just going to do very, very simple. Where is it? That one. Interrupts are down here, so I might need to make some changes, but I can worry about that later. For now, I'm just going to do that. I need to put that hole back there as well, actually. Actually, let me just make sure that works correctly. My head's really not in this today at all. Yeah, it seems to work fine, doesn't it? All right. I just want to check this bug as well, because it seemed like if I... let me think about this. Hang on. So if I start here... Okay. I think the bug was just related to the number of lives going down. I think that's all. So okay. So intro weight's going to be really, really simple. All we're going to do is we're going to check the joystick or the joypad even, or not even the joypad, the joy buttons, button A and button B. Actually, it's not button A and button B. It'll be button start because we've actually got a start button. So we need to find out what that button is actually, because I've not dealt with that yet. But let's have a look how we do that. So it's going to be in the buttons section, which is way down here somewhere. Check for screen exit. No buttons. Here we go. Read buttons. Okay, so this is how we get the joystick buttons, the joypad buttons, the buttons, whatever. So let's go and put that in intro. And that's in the accumulator. Don't really need to do this no joy temp thing. So what SM is that? This is Z80. Well, it's Gameboy Z80, so it's like a really naff version of Z80. It's horrible. I hate it. If I'm honest, it's not my most fun thing at all. All right, let's see if I can find this. So Game Boy, what's it called? RP1. RP1. Maybe type Game Boy in there. I think there are. I think there are. I mean, there's certainly for the Game Boy, there are certainly C compilers that will compile C into this. But this is not why I do retro. I don't do retro because if I wanted to do something in C, then I would do something on the PC or on the Switch or something like that. The reason I use Z80 is because that's the fun of using these languages. These old kind of retro consoles. That's where I get my fun from. Call me sadistic, but it's what I like. Where's my Game Boy memory map? I don't seem to be getting any joy from any of this. Game Boy, where are you? I've got a load of these somewhere. I don't know where I put it though. Oh, I know. Let's just go Pandox. Yeah, okay. Yeah, for me, I just it's the same with the Commodore 64 as well. I mean, if I really wanted to code something in a higher level language than C64, I could, but I just don't enjoy it at all. Sadistic, yeah. It's not sadistic. What is it? Is it? Whatever. I'm perfectly happy to use it like this. So. IO ports, joypad input. Here we go. Start button is bit 3. Okay, so I need to test bit 3. So bit 3 of the accumulator and jump. If that is high, so if that's non-zero, go to intro weights. It's the start button, so I'm not going to debounce it because it's the only place you're ever going to use the start button. So as soon as you press it, that's it, you're in. Unfortunately, I don't know what the start button is in this emulator, so I should probably go and find that out now. Because we're just going to sit on this screen until I figure it out. It's none of those. Enter, center. There you go. So enter is the start button, and there you go. We're into the game. So obviously, the way you enter the game is going to be different. It's not going to be like that. If you remember on the original game, actually, I've got the original map here. So on the original game, the text on the main screen disappears. Starfield continues. A ship comes in. You get some dialogue. You clear the dialogue, and then the ship lands. So we'll repeat that that kind of animation the same because I like that kind of continuity from the title screen into the game. So we're going to keep that. But that seems to be working as an intro screen now. I'm going to put something on it just so we can see something. I've completely forgotten how to do text now. Let me go and I've got some text in the main file, haven't we, down here? Okay. Oh, it's just DB. Okay. So I'll call this intro text. This is just going to be a placeholder for now. And that is 10 across exactly right. So let's load that in. So let's get a counter with 10 on it. We're going to load HL with intro text, and we're going to load DE with I can't remember the screen location. Is it 9800 or 9C100? I'll put it in here. No, I have a hell. All right. It is apparently not apparent on this. Oh, because it draws from shadow around, doesn't it? So I name shadow copy. Oh god, I'll just have to load the game up. Just put that in there for now. So video RAM is 9,000. Okay, so we want this in the middle, and it's 9C100. Sorry, not 9,000. So this is the beginning of the screen. Thank you for the follow, Not Jerry. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well, dude. So the screen is 18 high, so we'll go 9 down. 9 times 20 in hex is 120. So this would be 9E 20. The screen is 20 wide. Our text is 10 wide, so we'll add 5 to this so that we center it. And then it's just a matter of loading the accumulator with HL, increasing that, and storing that at wherever DE points to, increasing DE, and then decreasing B and jumping, if not 0, to that loop. So it's going to be really, really simple. Really simple. It's just going to say .cosmos on the screen, and that's it. Or that's the aim anyway. But it should be enough for us to notice that we're in 4 or 8. Why's it only done 8? Why has it not done the other 2? What have I missed here? Oh, it's because I'm doing it at the wrong point, isn't it? Okay, so we need to wait for vblank. So there is a function called wait for vblank. There we go. So the reason that happens is because you can only change screen contents when the PPU is not active inside. So the PPU being the pixel processing unit is not active inside the current screen area. So you can think of the PPU kind of drawing the screen much like a CRT, and kind of doing a line at a time. Okay, I'm interested what this quiz is. Somebody going to get this before the... See, this is... Now we've got steps playing. It's going to make things a bit interesting. Is anybody going to recognize it before it's finished? Is that... The fuck is that? North and south. It kind of reminds me of like Space Harrier and stuff. I don't think it's Space Harrier because I think that was over a checkered background. It looked different to this, but and also I'm not even sure it came out on the C64. Oh, sneaky! It makes you think it's a racing game, and of course the Operation Thunderbolt that actually came out was nothing like the one that they reviewed. So cool. Okay, we've got an intro screen now. So for game over screen, I don't know what to do. Do we just use the current screen that we're on and write game over across it? Which is kind of how the C64 version works by doing that. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try something. So, because the game over doesn't need to be complicated. The game over only needs to be fairly simple. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself 1 life. So, or no lives. So I've got the bare minimum number of lives when I go into the level. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and grab the stuff from the dialogue. So at the top here, we have this dialogue window, dialogue border thing. So I'm going to copy that. I am going to make a game over file. Or actually, I could have piloted it. No, I won't pilot it. I'll create a separate file. Okay. So let's call this game over.ism. This is section. See if I can remember how to do this. I should learn to do this from right now. Game over. I think it's comma RAM 0. I think that's how to do it. Yes. ROM 0. Damn it, almost right. And go perp if it was right. Okay. So game over, basically, all we need to do, we don't need to change the screen, we don't need to do anything. All we need to do is draw, and we're going to draw this border, but we're going to write game over in the middle of it. So we'll do game over with 2 spaces in the middle, so it's centered properly, so that's 10. A space on either side, so that's 12, with a border around it as well. So this should be 12 in the middle, and currently it's 10. Okay, so this needs to have 3 removed from each side. So, which means I need to remove this line, and I need to remove 6 from each of these. So game over just needs to basically do the same that we were doing in the intro routine. So I'm going to copy that section here. But now it needs to do it over 3 lines. So I'm actually going to create 2 counters here. I'm going to create one that starts with 3, one that starts on 10, whatever this is, 10, 14. And that needs to be here because this is our outer loop now. So we've got an outer loop which is going to keep resetting B, and then an inner loop which is going to use D. Position wise, 3. So let's move it down. Okay, so we've got, let's see, we've got the game and the HUD, which is 2 at the bottom. Actually, the game is 16 high. If we take 3 off 16, that leaves us with 13. So let's do it 6 down, I think should be fine. So 6 down, so that's C00. 6 times 20 is C0 again, so 9C0, like that. Okay. So this is going to draw everything in this first row here. Let's click game over text. So is there memory spare for a nice game over screen with a BG of something in theme? Possibly, yeah. I mean, there's plenty of memory left over. But yeah, I mean, I'd have to draw that as well. So, and it's kind of in keeping with the original game like this. This is how the original game did it. So, but yeah, I may expand on it. I just want to get something basic in so I can test the flow for now. I'm not too worried if it's shit looking or not right now. That comes when I start doing the graphical passes. So there are going to be a couple of these streams where I'm just doing graphics, I think. And mapping as well. Mapping and graphics are going to be kind of a big part. Okay, so it's going to draw the top line. Interestingly, it's not going to change any palettes for these, so there's probably going to be all sorts of weird stuff going on here. So I might have to do a palette switch at some point in this. Well, that's fine. For now, I'm just going to draw it, and then we'll have a look and fix all the palette stuff and screen clearing stuff that we need. I just want to get the game flowing. Okay, so wait for the V blank, then draw 3 rows. The first row is this. Then when this is done, what do I need to do? Okay, I need to load accumulate with E, yeah. And then I need to add, so we've gone 14 across at this point. So I need to add 6 to it. Put it back into here, and then also need to do it with the carry, which should just be 0. Okay, and then this doesn't need to change because it's just going to drop onto the next line. But then what I do need to do is I need to decrease C, and if that's non-zero, jump to O loop. And I've just realized that should be all the way back up here. Cool. All right. That should hopefully give us a game over thing there. Oh no, it won't because I'm not actually triggering it at all. So can I trigger that? Oh, player lives. If player lives is less than 0, then it's game over. So that is at the end of the main routine here. We do all of this and then I can check. So I can say, okay, load the accumulator with player lives. Pair the accumulator with FF. And then jump if not equal to main loop. Otherwise, it's going to drop through into here, which is going to call game over. And then this can, I'll just put a halt in here. Call this loop. Okay, let's give that a try. Okay, so yeah, not entirely sure what it did there. So let's have a look at the game over routine. Oh, I actually didn't import the game over routine either. So I might have something to do with it. Which is interesting because it still seems to know where to jump to then, so. Oh, because it's going here. Okay, so this should be game over start. Yeah, it was just doing some kind of overflow then, I think. Surprised it didn't completely crash out. Right, let's see. Okay, I mean that's not even remotely right at the moment. It's have I have oh maybe I've advanced the wrong thing here. So first of all, this should be 3 across. DE should definitely advance by 6 each frame. Yeah. Wait, why is that not working then? And this needs to have the word game over in the middle, so this needs split in like so. And then this would be game over. However, I just wonder if these are actually going to. Oh yeah, they should be all right actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, we're getting dev graphics. Yeah, right. There we go. Okay, so this is in the right place. Hang on, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is in the right place. But then this next row is not in the right place. Thank you for the follow, Resd. I'll call you Resd because that sounds like something you would do in a MMO or something. Resd. I've been resd. Oh, I know what it is. It's because I'm treating the screen as 20 wide, but actually the screen is technically 32 wide. It's just we only show 20. So I actually need to add 22 to this. Not that many. Yeah, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Keep forgetting which the start button is. Need to get used to that. Okay, I've got my maths wrong somewhere. That's fine. Oh yeah, I have got it wrong. God damn it. That's bad. Right. The screen is actually 32 wide, but what you actually the screen RAM is 32 characters wide, but what you see is a 20 character wide window into that. So if you want to go into the next row, you need to add 32 to bring yourself back to the same column. But because we've already drawn 14 characters, we want to go back to that 14 character column, basically the first column of that. So we need to add 32 minus 14, which is 18. So this should be fine now. It's the right button. Cool. So first thing I think it's just a little bit too high. It feels, I mean, it's never going to be slap bang in the middle, but I think it needs to be lower rather than higher, unless it's just a screen thing. The second thing is obviously it's using the colors from what was there before. So Also known as modulo, as I found out to my cost. What's known as modulo? You mean doing like that sort of thing? That's modulo, isn't it? Well, it is in other languages. I don't know what you call it in this, but right. So what I want to do is I want to apply a very specific palette map to these things. So we do it by changing this value here. I never remember what it is. That's why I have to copy it. Distance from a point on the screen to the start of the next line. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, yeah. It kind of makes sense because it is. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Interesting. I've never heard it used in that sense though, but it does. It does kind of the maths adds up for that. So that's kind of cool. Hey, Doctor, I completely miss you joining. Welcome, dude. Okay. So what I need to do is before I draw a character, I need to make sure that I'm in character mode. Charmat, there we go. And then I can switch to attribute mode here. And before I increment DE, I can load the accumulator with, well, let's do 0 for now. I think it needs to be something else though, but it needs to kind of match the mode, doesn't it? So it needs to be different depending on which mode we're in, but I can grab that value from somewhere else, so that's fine. I don't have to calculate every frame, I can just do it once. What's that not? Failed to terminate and restart the task. Okay. There we go. Actually, I kind of like that, even if it stayed in that format. That's kind of nice. Stands out, which is good. Problem is, it's not going to stand out in the other mode, is it? So let me restart, and maybe it needs to be the opposite of the mode that you're in. Okay, so I'm going to jump into here, and I'm going to switch modes. I'm going to die and see what it looks like. Kind of looks all right. It's drawing the lives again though at the bottom, which I'm a bit worried about. So yeah, the lives are filled up now, and it's actually drawing. I'm pointing at the screen. I probably shouldn't point at the screen. It's actually filling the power out, so I need to make sure it only does that if the lives are more than 0. Okay, I'm intrigued by the quizzes now. I really like the new method. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. I think. Am I right? Yes, I am as well. Awesome. Someone's got to get this. It does look a bit like Populous, actually. It's not, though. Oh, nice, Fistmaster. So you'll notice as well that the code is kind of lenient with your answer. As long as you spell it and as long as you get the characters in the right order, then it will allow it. Because what it does is it removes all punctuation and all spaces as well. So you could actually add a space between every letter and it would still allow it. So all right, I'm going to take a quick break, guys. When I come back, we're going to fix the power bar at the bottom and the fact that the sprite's drawing wrong at the top. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the sprite at this point. The HUD is kind of pointless as well at this point, really. But I'm not going to turn the hood off because it's going to look empty if there's a gap down there. But sprites shouldn't be displaying at this point, so sprites will be turned off, and we'll make sure that the hood doesn't break like this. All right, so I'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes, guys. Be right back. If the answer is Last Ninja, can you just type Last Ninja? Yes, the word "the" is also removed. Okay, be right back. Damn, that's a hard one. Does look like Zaxxon though. I have no idea. Okay, Scepter. Okay, never heard of it. even though I put it in the database, I just, right. Okay, so what I want to do is fix that HUD thing first. So easiest way to do this, I think it's just going to be to go into the HUD file and in the draw lives area. Update HUD lives. Here we go. Is now compare A to FF and return if 0. And what that should do is it should prevent it trying to draw 255 lives, which is the problem at the moment. There's no place in the game that would allow you to get to 255 lives anyway. So we do need to test it with more than 4 lives as well, though, to make sure it doesn't break the HUD in that case. Okay, cool. So then the only other thing we need to do is prevent the respawn from happening. I missed what happened in that race. It was idiot. Did Turrican win? Wow. That's unusual for him to win so many in a single stream. Okay, let's take a look at removing this sprite. I mean, that should be pretty simple. All we have to really do is in our game over routine here, remove sprites. So easiest way to do this is just going to be to set the value 0 on all of the sprite locations that we need to. Now, for now, this is just going to be the 4 sprites that make up the player, but later on it will be the sprites that make up the enemies as well. So let's go back into here. Let's have a look. So there's the sprites in here. Sprite Rambug, no, it's memory maps. Have a look. Sprite table FE00, okay. So you're not going to tell me any information about the sprites? Video displays here, isn't it? No. VRAM sprite table. Okay, here we go. So actually, it can be any of these, but you can see they've got 4 bytes for each one. So if we store like this, just do 4 of them. Hopefully that will get rid of it. So this will be 4 8C. Oops, what's that? Then the only other thing I'd care about is whether or not we see a flash of the player moving up to that position as the game over happens. So, oh, it didn't remove the sprite at all. Okay, let's go and have a look at the VRAM. Okay, interesting. It doesn't seem to have set any of these values. probably because we've got an interrupt that's doing this. So actually what we need to do is instead of doing it there, we need to do it in the shadow AOM value. So definitions of 10, 16 by 16 sprites. Okay, so it's this area here we need to change. But can I remember at all how this is set up? I cannot, so it's 10 sprites, but there's 96 bytes, so I'm not entirely sure. Oh, that's to round this out. Okay. So let's just try doing this. Oops. Then we only need to change it for one because our meta sprite is 2 by 2 sprites. It's 4 sprites. So just by changing the position of one, we should hopefully fix all the other ones here as well. So why do I always feel motivated to start a new game when watching Sharon code? Good. That's why I do this. That's why I want people to start coding when god damn it, when they see what I'm doing. That's always been my aim. So I'm glad that that is happening. Okay, meta sprite. Yeah, let me just go and have a look at the player sprite data. I just want to remind myself how that's actually being set up. Terminal, animate player sprite, set player sprite. Here we go. Oh, flags is the first one, so it's actually the second one that we need. The second byte that we need, because for some reason I did them in this order. I can't remember why. I think there was a reason for it. So actually, I'm going to put this in brackets so it's obvious what's going on. So this is sprite 0, first byte. Because he makes it look easy. Not with Z80, I don't. Oh, he's still not having it though. I wonder. Because technically the interrupt should probably be stopped here, but I'm not sure why that value is not being stored in here. It's game over start. Okay, so it's definitely getting into and it's definitely running this. And then this is really just the game over is just stuck in a loop here now. It's not doing anything. So the interrupts would be firing. But other than that, it shouldn't be doing anything. The interrupts I'm going to leave. Let me think about this. Okay. So if you look at the player, Y and the X are at +1, +2. Let's try putting the X in as well. I feel like I'm missing something here. I'm not sure what it is. Let's put it in both. What is this tune? Came over. Some reason it sounds like it's on the wrong SID or something, this tune. The levels seem all wrong. Oh, why is it still showing up there? What is going on? Is it because something else is triggering a change in the interrupts, maybe? Okay, let's have a look in the interrupts. Let's see what's going on. So here's our VBlank interrupt. It is doing some brick updates, animate doors. It's doing a no AM copy, but I mean, that should be... Yeah, nothing in here would imply What's OAM copy do? Oh, that's just copying stuff from the shadow OAM, which has to be built. Ah, okay. I think I know what's going on here. So somewhere the sprite stuff should be being handled. Build sprites. Here we go. So if I just do this here, it should rebuild those sprites, and then they will be displayed properly. It's because in order to get the sprites to display in the correct places, we can't just change the metadata. We actually have to call the routine which copies it to the OAM shadow sprite area, which can then be copied every frame. So this should fix it, I think. Okay, so two problems. Firstly, there's obviously an issue with the timing here, because you can see it's drawing a little bit, then it's leaving a gap, it's drawing a bit, leaving a gap. Secondly, the sprite flashed a little bit here. So easiest way to get around this is to move this call v blank to down here, because it's only this bit that needs to be done outside of the v blank. Only this bit, sorry, below that needs to be done in the v blank. This can be done outside of the v blank. In fact, it is done outside of the v blank in the main game. So this should fix that, and then we just need to deal with the little flash that happens at the top. So you'll see the player respawn briefly and then disappear. Oh, he didn't that time. Interesting. Let's try again. Actually, it kind of makes sense because, yeah, I think it could still flash, but I think it's less likely now. Okay. That's fine. Okay, part of me wants to do something else here. So part of me wants to make this whole screen one color as well. I think this is going to be practical or not. Pavlovian response, you see blue, you type join, yeah. I wonder if I've got enough time to fill this. I bet I haven't actually. But what I could do is do two V blanks here. And switch the attribute map here. And then if I look in here, we've got this palette here, which is in grays. So if I was to change the whole screen into this gray color, Lambarda. Let's give that a try. So if I okay, I'm going to copy most of this routine, and then I'm just going to change how it actually works internally. So we're going to start at 9C100. We're not going to be reading a value from anywhere, so that can stay blank. We're just going to use DE, which I might as well change to HL now. Yep. We're going to do 20 at a time, and we're going to do 16 rows of this. I don't need to do that. What I do need to do is load the accumulator with HL. I need to set that palette. So if I look in here, thanks for the gift sub, Dr. Mean. Welcome to the sub, Smooham. Smooham, I like that. It's a nice sounding name. Welcome to the subs, dude, and thanks for the gift sub. I would where's my drink gone? I would raise a glass to you, but I'm not really drinking anything of interest tonight, unfortunately. Okay, so it's the palette number I want to change here. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to AND the value in the accumulator with that, and then I'm going to OR it with that, and then I'm going to increase it and store it at that location. I don't need to do any of this. Actually, I do need to do that. Decrease B, there we go. And then this is going to be on HL instead, and this is going to be 12 instead of 18. I'll call this 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, so hopefully this is going to color the screen in a gray color, which should be a bit more in line with what happens in the real game, in the C64 game. I worry that I've not got enough time to do this in one frame, so in fact it's given me the wrong colors anyway. But you can see it's not quite worked all the way down, so I'm probably going to have to split this into individual rows. So it looks like I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 6 rows I can do, and then it causes a problem. The reason the color is wrong is because actually my palettes are indexed from 0. The palettes are indexed from 0, but in my editor they're indexed from 1. So palette 5 is actually palette 4. Then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this routine to just do 6 at a time, and we're just going to basically duplicate this 3 times. So I'll change this to 6. Slightly inefficient way of doing things, but it's Z80. I don't care. It's inefficient anyway. So do another 6 here. So that'd be 12. Actually, we can do 2 5s now. So do 5. So 6 onto this is C0. Do it once more. And just by waiting for V blank, who got that one? Steps. Of course he did. Always gets them. So we're now 11 lines down. So 11 times 20 is 60 here. So this would be D 60. This would be 4. This would be 4. Okay, I think that should solve it. That should make sure that it happens without any corruption down the screen. Ooh, no. What did it do there, actually? I don't think it did the actual... It didn't do a palette change, did it? It did a character change. Maybe I have to do this on every... Yeah, makes sense, actually, because I think the interrupt is doing something, so... Hey, Thalamus, welcome to the stream, dude. There we go, and it goes great. So it's still failing there, though. Why's that failing there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can't quite do 6. That's frustrated. It can't quite do 6 rows. It can do 5, but it can't do 6. So fine. We'll make that 5, and then we'll just do. How many are we doing? 16. I may as well just do it in 4s then. So I'm going to have to do another one anyway. So fine. I'll do it this way. So that's 4. So start 9C0, 9C80, 9D00. I'm gonna have to do one more. God damn it. Super inefficient. This could be done in a loop, I'm sure, but too lazy. Actually, am I too lazy? I am a bit. No, let's do it. All right. Rather than repeat this many times. I'll call it big loop. And we'll load, I think D is fine now, so we'll put 4 into D. So this jumps to the out loop here. Okay, and then at this point, oh wait, V blank, is that actually doing anything to the D register? Maybe it's breaking it. I need to go and check. It's probably not, but yeah, it's not. Okay, so we can use the D register here. That's fine. So same thing here. Decrease D. Rather than be lazy, I might as well just do this properly. There we go. How annoying that it takes 4 frames to colour the entire screen properly. Hey, FexPT, welcome to the stream, dude. Thank you for the follow, Dubs, as well. Welcome to the stream. Let's give it another try. What's only doing up here? It's only doing up here, and it's drawing a ladder in a weird place. Oh shit! I know why. Okay, I know why. It's because I need to do this up here as well. Always adding 12. Yes. Yes. Okay, that should be fine. It takes an SD 120 frames to fill the screen. It is the main problem with this peak. Oh my god, it's still missing bits here. Still missing bits all over the place actually. Check my logic here. Okay, so C0 should be incrementing. Yes. I mean, I could get rid of that and just do it 1 row at a time. So it would be over 16 rows like that. That would not be needed then. I'll get this right in a minute. This is just kind of getting used to. There's a ladder or. There we go. That's all right. Sweet. Okay, so this is going to be our game over screen. And the thing with this is if you're in the other mode, you're still going to get a grey screen here. So if I go in this mode and die. Oh, it's still doing this power wrong though as well. But I kind of think when you get game over, if it looks like this, then the HUD should probably be in the new mode as well. So let's. Is that gonna update straight away? I can't remember how this works. Let's try and force the new mode. So let's load the accumulator, which one's new load way to don't think this is going to work though, because I think it needs to actually be fine. Pack it and ship it for $3.99. I was watching a review of Cosmic Force, Cosmic Farce, as it should probably be known. And somebody made a really good point. If it was just a budget game that someone had released, like a $1.99, $2.99 game that came out, mid '80s or something like that, nobody would have batted an eyelid. But the fact it cost £20 just for the digital version of it is scandalous, and a cartridge is £65. So you can get for £65, you can get the most expensive C64 game that I think is worth the money, which is Sam's Journey, and maybe another game from RGCD or something like that as well. So you could get two high quality cartridge games for the price of one cartridge of this game. It's just it's really not worth the money at all. I'd be so annoyed if I'd spent money on that game. Okay, so change mode. Okay, so it doesn't check. So I need to figure out how to change this HUD back as well, because I cannot remember for the life of me where that is. So I think it's probably going to be in the transition code somewhere. So I'm going to have a look at that. Date transition. Okay, it's expecting. It kind of expects the transition to actually. My opinion is, Steps, that what happened was it's somebody who'd never released a C64 game before, because he's a new coder, and he's kind of got a bit overconfident with it. He's posted a couple of mock-ups of what he's wanted to achieve, and then found that it's actually not that easy to achieve what he was trying to do, which is why it took longer than expected, and then finally what he released was not up to scratch. But then again, people are stupid for backing something that only had a couple of mock-ups. It's not a good idea to back something that only has mock-ups. You probably answered this a million times. What emulator are you using? How do you invoke it with VS Code? Okay, so I'm using. Well, I can show you the tools. Well, this doesn't tell you everything, but the emulator I'm using is called BGB. I forget what that actually stands for, but it seems to be the most common emulator used for Game Boy development. I'm using the RGBDS assembler toolkit, and then to build it, I'm using this just a batch file basically, which basically just calls all the things I need to call in my in the RGBDS toolkit. So it calls this assembler here, a linker, and then a fixer, which I think creates the cartridge ROM properly, and then it just invokes the emulator with the ROM that I want. It seems to be pretty decent. I mean, I definitely prefer 6502 stuff, but it does the job just about. Hey Warlock, hey Chromus, welcome guys. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so how are we going to fix that HUD at the bottom? So the HUD gets colored by the transition. So either we need to make sure that the transition. So we need to make sure that the HUD doesn't break when it's game over, or ideally we need to force the HUD into a specific mode. Forcing it into a specific mode is not going to be super easy though, because we would need to actually. Can we do it? Maybe we can do this by. Aha, all right. I think I've got a sneaky idea here. Okay. So what we're doing, we grab from the shadow attribute map and we store it in the bottom. So if I just do this as one last line in the game over, so we've got this big loop here. So I'm going to do one called fix HUD here. And this is just going to force the HUD into a specific mode. And the way this is going to work is we have this shadow attribute map. So if I do the same again, I wait for the V blank. And I basically do, in fact, it's almost the same as this. So I'm gonna copy it and strip it down again. Okay, so don't need the big one, don't need this. We do need to set the number of rows, so we'll use C here for that. We're just going to do 2 rows, it's the HUD. The difference here, though, is now we don't need D, which means we're going to swap this for this instead. Change these to 3. I really wish you could do directional labels on this. And now I'm only interested in the bottom 2 rows. So the bottom 2 rows are, in fact, I can have a look in the debugger. Let me just comment this out a sec so it doesn't break. So if I go into the Vram Viewer, go into BG map, I can go and hover over that bottom area and see exactly where it is. So that is at 9800. That's nice and easy. Okay, so my target is that, but my source, actually, let's make the target DE. I like to think of DE as destination. Somebody told me that's a way to think about it. I can't remember who it was, but it seems to be a good way of thinking about it. And then HL will be the shadow attribute RAM, which is this one here. But it will be shadow attribute map plus 200, because that's this location here. So then I can just load the value from HL and increment it and store it at that location there. Don't need to do any anding or oring. I do need to increment DE, however, and then this should deal with everything. Okay, so I think that will fix the HUD. This will force the HUD into the right mode every time. Get rid of that. Don't need that. Next quiz, Action Biker. I think it's in there. I think that game is in there. Well, now you've said that, Steps, it probably will be. Okay, so I'm going to go into this mode. Game over. Okay, so it still failed. Why did it fail? So this is now failing, and this only did kind of half of the job here. On the right path, though. So let's have a look. Do we have a wait V blank? We did. And there's a wait V blank here. So I'm not sure why they would be failing at that point. I mean, we can maybe move that. Again, I don't like doing it like this, but do that here. I might solve the problem with the HUD at the bottom. Simon's challenging it's not in there. Oh, come on. I knew that almost immediately. I knew that. Damn, you won. You mean because it wasn't quick action biker? You won it though. I do like that it's conducive to kind of very close calls with people betting, with people answering. It's nice. What is going on now? Why is that different? Why is it? Why? Why? Just why? What's going on? All right. Oh, I know what's going on. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Okay, so I can't explain the game over thing. I'll come back to that. But the reason why this one is failing is because both DE and HL need adding like this. So but I couldn't tell you why the game over is suddenly broken. So um yeah, why is the game over suddenly broken? That's weird. I think I have to do that over 3 lines as well. I mean, fine, I will do, but no, there you go. It's working now. Okay, cool. Okay, so there's a lot of blank waiting going on there, but I mean, it happens over 15 frames or so it's not too bad. Well, no, it'd be 21 frames, but it's fine. I think this is all right. So we just need a way of exiting and going back to the main screen. Okay, everyone, leave me alone. It's Flash Gordon. We had Flash Gordon. Did we have that today? It's definitely come up at some point. Okay, so we've got intro weight. Let's do a game over weight now. So and this will jump to intro again. Okay, so game over weight is going to be that with some extra code in there. How much room have we actually got for code? We've still got loads of room left for code. Oh, that's not even code, that's graphics. Oh wow, look at that. Look at all that room we got for code. We've actually got more than that, but just in that one ROM bank, we've still got that much. So that means there's not a lot of code here at all. 5K of code. It's all right. I like that. Okay, so we probably need to debounce this now to make sure. So I'm going to use this chunk of code, but we're gonna change some things around to make sure it debounces. So what we're going to wait for here? So we're going to wait for let's get rid of that. Button 3 is the start button. Do we want the start button on game over? Yes, I guess the start button is the right one here. But what we need to do is we can do this in without kind of a debounce flag. We can just jump through this loop until that value is set, and then we can have another loop here which just waits for that value to not be set. So the opposite, basically, like that. And then you'll have to press start and then release it. And when you release it, you'll go back to the main menu. So that's what I'm hoping was going to happen here. So let's give it a try. So start, you can press at any time. go in, and then when you die, okay, immediately went back to there, so it didn't deband there at all. Do I have to wait for the V blank again for this to happen? Maybe. Can't remember. To loop. Okay, cool. That worked. So it worked, but what you will have seen is that it didn't actually clear the screen on the intro. So if I press down enter, which is my start one, when I let go, I'm now on the intro screen, so it just says .cosmos. But that's just because the intro screen isn't set up. So let's go ahead and set up the intro screen a little bit here. So so the easiest thing to do when you're setting a screen up that's completely new is to not just wait for the V blank, but to completely disable the screen. See here, call disable screen, call enable screen. So that's what I'm going to do in the intro code. So in intro init, basically. So we were just waiting for V blank. So I'm going to change this now to call disable screen. And then at the end, we're going to call enable screen. That means we can update anywhere on the screen, doesn't matter. And what will happen on the devices, it will just go blank for a frame or two. Disabling the screen literally does what it says, it just turns the screen off. So what's steps on about? Co-op games. Coding a new game, yeah. I'm kind of looking forward to the Mega 65 coming out because it gives me a chance to work on yet another new game. But also looking forward to finishing Pick and Mix as well, and that's getting pretty close now. Because that'll be Parasol Stars that gets started then. It's pretty good. I kind of like doing all my games on stream. It's good. You guys get to see it all, and I definitely have more motivation to do things. I've been so tired today. It's been absolutely crazy. I can't believe how tired I was. It was kind of ridiculous. Okay, let's go into here, and let's copy this routine because we're gonna do a big screen clear here. So we are going to do every single row. We're not going to wait for V blank anymore. So actually, we don't need to do that like that. We can just do with C. I'm going to clear 18 lines, and we are going to set HL to start with. So that's the beginning of the screen. We're just going to clear the entire screen from there. So just need to load the accumulator with 0, increment that, increase B, otherwise jump to here. When we've got to the end of a row, go on to the next row and do this. The only thing this isn't doing now is setting the palette for these bits here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this to here. We're going to do 2 lots of these. So we're going to do one where we set the character and one where we set the palette. So okay, so the character is just going to be blank everywhere. Oh, that's character map, yeah. So blank everywhere here. Don't increase HL there. Oops, what I've done. Don't increase HL there. Then we're going to set character, the attribute map. Just to go back to our attribute map, it is okay. So basically all of these are going to be 0, except for the top one, which we're going to set to this one or this one, 2 or 4, I can't remember. So which will be 1 or 3 because it should be 0 index. So let's try it with 1. Actually, let's try it with 3. I think 3 is the right one. Actually, we can see if we're going to here, Vram Viewer palettes. Yeah, see our palette 1 here is flashing. That's this brickwork here, so it's that palette I want. Okay, cool. That should give me a blank black screen with yellowy brown text on it for .cosmos. And then when you restart, when you die and restart, no, it gives me. I don't even know what that is. Okay. Disable screen should be disabled at that point. Why is it not? Try again. Oh, I can go into the game. Oh, but look, it's ruined all these down here as well. Oh, it's not clearing the screen. That's the thing. It's not. It's just a charm at. Yep. This can be Zoray as well, doesn't it? To be. So. Getting ready for bed, lurking. All right, take care, Quadrisil. Huh. Not sure what's going on here. This should definitely be routing into the right place. Doing the right number of rows. The loops. Yeah, the loops match correctly. Okay, let's just blank this out. Let's just see what actually happens. Okay, so this is breaking something here. Let's turn the attribute mapping off. Let's just do blanking. Okay. Oh, you see, it doesn't blank. Maybe I still have to wait for VBlank here. Maybe even disabling the screen, I might need to wait for VBlank just to. I think it gets down to VBlank and then stops, maybe. Got the wait VBlank. Okay. Still learning all this PPU stuff. It's a little bit strange. I see now it's completely blank. Oh, hang on. Maybe I need to do that first and then disable the screen. PPU is really weird on this thing. No, see, it's not clearing everything. It's kind of clearing odd bits of it. That's the weird thing with this. Haha, Esden. Welcome along. Thank you for the raid, Edston. Welcome back to Xmon. Good to see you. How was the raid? How did things go? How was the were you doing the FPGA, the USB FPGA stuff, or were you doing the Glasgow? God, what's it called? Glasgow interface again. I hope you're doing well. Anyway, I'm fighting with the PPU on the Game Boy at the moment. It's not behaving how I want it to behave, and it's really getting on my nerves. Today was Yammerfest. Do I get money every time that GIF is used? You get as much money as I get from that GIF. It was a toss up between that and the what was the other one? It was two of the creatures things. It was a toss up between that one and I think it was the press. Is it the press? Yeah, the cycle with the conveyor belt and the press that was crushing the things. I couldn't decide between which two I wanted, so which one I wanted. But I went with the chainsaw because I think it was the one everybody saw the most of. I think mostly just community updates. Not much time to work on stream stuff at the moment. Okay, cool. Yamafest is a great description. Yeah. Okay. Oh yes. So why is this? Why is this not working? I don't want to have to wait for the V blank every time I clear a row of characters. That's just going to get messy. So and complain a lot. Well, that's. I mean, it's worthy of complaint. I wouldn't say it's complaining. It's perfectly valid. Valid concern there. Oh, why? Why is it not clearing the screen properly? So if I just don't disable the screen, what happens? How far does it get clearing the screen? My lungs hurt. No, I do need to make it clear at the end because it's not. It doesn't show you the finished image if you guess it that early. But yeah, that's really funny because he's been waiting for that. That's pretty funny. I like that. It seems to me if you just guess quiz eliminator, there's a good chance you're going to get it right at least once in the night. Although bear in mind that now instead of just randomly picking an image, it's a shuffled array now. So I shuffle all the images in an array, and then I just go through the array in the new shuffled order. So home scale battery management system. Ah, interesting. Is that to deal with like multiple cells? So if you've got like lots and I mean, I don't know how that works because I know smart batteries are quite clever in the way that they charge and because they have to balance, don't they have to balance the cells or something? I'm not very kind of uh, battery kind. I'm not really clued up on how that works, but I believe they have to like keep the charge balanced between the different cells, and that's what can cause fires. Is when that kind of fails and breaks down, and demands monitor for health. Yeah, because I know I had one of the DJI drones, and that had a really big battery in it. And people were saying that that there are some flaws in it, and sometimes they don't charge properly, and they charge unbalanced, and they can explode and cause problems. Um, DJI battery packs are small. This was pretty big. I mean, this was one of the earlier drones, so it was quite a big battery pack compared to the newer ones. Um, I mean, yeah, still small in the grand scale of things, but I wasn't allowed to put it in the hold on a flight. I had to carry it in my hand luggage, and it had to be in a fireproof bag as well. I had to get a special fireproof bag for it as well, which made me look into what the hell's why are they so dangerous, and then I found that out. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, guys. I'm going to leave the quiz going, and then when I come back, we'll figure out what the hell is going on with this PPU because I'm starting to get really annoyed with it now. All right, back in 2 or 3 minutes, guys. Better back. No one was going to get it, so I thought I'd go for it. By the way, it doesn't tell me the answers. I have to work it out myself. But that was on it was on one of the Commodore format power tapes. That's how I know that game. It's quite a good game actually. Right, okay. Stupid PPU. Let's make it do stuff we want it to do. See, disabling the screen should be enough here, but the interrupts are still going. So maybe if I disable the interrupts in here, then wait for the V blank, disable the screen, and then at the very end, return and enable the interrupts again. I bet this will fix it now. Which actually would have been a really easy way of doing the rest. Oh, or not. We've got completely. Oh, because I still have to wait for the V blank here. Or not. Ah, maybe I don't have to wait for the V blank at all. Oh, okay. Disabling the interrupts does not help here. Just make sure that I'm pretty sure return I is the same as doing these two together, but I'm going to do that anyway. Oh, okay. Try disabling there, maybe. No, okay. Disabling the interrupts really does screw things up. So, oh. I'm an idiot. I wasn't re-enabling the screen, so that's why it was white. So it's probably fine. So we got some disabling interrupts. Oh, it's still not. It's look at the pattern it's making. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe the interrupt needs to be pointing to something. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's still on a break, isn't it? Let me turn the break off. Oops. Just move the bloody overlay. God damn it. There we go. Legend of Cage. Okay. With a tree. Oh god. Okay. Okay, I think maybe I need to stop the interrupts completely. So interrupts, LCD stat interrupt, V blank interrupt. Where do I set those? Init interrupts here. Okay. So maybe if I turn them off completely in here, like so, and then make sure that in my main game they are initialized again. Init interrupts, which they're done here. Okay. No, it's still not working. But everything else is fine. It's just for some reason it cannot clear that screen properly. We get this drawn perfectly fine, but we don't get the rest of the screen drawn, which is actually making me think maybe my clear routine is just wrong. Which is probably what it is, actually. So let's have a look. Well, yes, it will be because I'm not incrementing. Okay, stupid. Stupid again. I'm just making silly mistakes. Okay, colours are wrong, but we can fix that by putting this back in there. So I think I can do that. Oh, but then it goes weird when I do that. Why does it go weird there? That's what I don't understand. Let's have a look. So palette number, VRAM bank number. VRAM should be defined. Everything else should be... That should be okay. So let's try setting this to 3. No, because this screen should have... Yeah, it's doing strange stuff down here. Seems like setting this color for some reason causes issues. I don't see why that would be the case, because nothing in here. Right, the interrupts are turned off at this point. The screen is 9000. All this is doing is switching between attribute and character map. I mean, if I put that to 0, we'll just get a screen full of weirdness. Yeah. So it's right in the right value, but for some reason it seems like switching to attribute map doesn't do anything. I don't know why. What if I put 0 in there as well? Or is it a tile number thing, maybe? Okay, let's try changing the tile number. So let's change to tile Vram bank. So if I set bit 3 to, which is that basically. Maybe it's just not got the font properly at this point or something. No. Okay. So click VRAM. So our font is here. And we see tiles in this location, but they're all tile 0. Which means this is... Oh, crap, I know what it is. Because when we finish, we need to switch back to a char map, that's why. So I can put that back to 3 again. Right. I really am being slow with this today. There we go. Right, okay, and that should clear properly now when I go down here. Finally. Right, okay. Iridium 2 loader. Andy Vasey did the Iridium 2 loader music. Interesting. Is my stream tile still wrong? Oh no, okay, my stream tile's fine. Not like I had the wrong stream tile. Okay, so we've got a full flow now from start of the game to death, which interesting. I saw a bug on this screen. Why is it doing that now? It shouldn't even be showing that waterfall. That waterfall should not be there right now. Let's have a look at it. Okay, so this is the waterfall. And in the swap tile set, it's definitely not there. What? Oh man, I'm having a bad day with this. I think on the next stream I'm gonna do music, I think. Just for a change. Hey Cosmin, welcome to the stream, dude. I've been trying today, Cosmin, to get onto your Teams instance. I don't know how to do it. So we might have to set up I don't know, some other way that we can do our coffee meetings in the morning. Maybe Zoom or something like that. We set up just a room just outside of kind of work stuff. That's better. But then when it game overs, it does this crap. Okay, not sure what that is. Sorry, I just need to check my messages. Okay, check that. So it's not gone. Discord, that's the way to go. Yeah, I guess we could do a Discord meeting, couldn't we? Yeah, I don't know. Suggest it because I can't contact the mind you, I guess I can contact some of them on WhatsApp or something. But yeah, let's go. Let's do that. Okay, so the game over is set in the palette here. But why is it showing these? It should not be showing these when you die. So that's the next thing to solve. Okay, so I'm going to make it start on that screen. I can't remember what screen number it is, but let's make it start on this screen. Oh, look, it breaks. What? Okay, now I'm confused. Now I'm confused. Also, I need to check as well if I go in this screen and open this door and then I die. When I go back, is that door open or is it closed? So that door is no longer there. Okay, the door's okay, that's fine. So it's resetting the doors correctly, but it's not resetting that graphics properly. Oh, god damn. 21 up 21. Hey. Cool. Yeah, we need to arrange something. So I don't know how we're gonna do it. But if you wanna I don't know what to do. I mean I guess Discord is fine, because you can still I don't know if we can do video chat though on Discord. I don't think we can. Not easily anyway. But let's arrange something. I'll tell you what, I'll speak to you. I'll send you a message tomorrow. Oh, Discord works for video chat easy. Oh, does it? Okay, cool. All right. Um, okay, yeah, we'll find something and do it because I'm kind of missing our little coffee chats in the morning. So 21 up 21 and Cosmino are two guys that I worked with at my last company, which is the sister company of the company that I'm working for now, and we used to just have our little kind of video conference coffee chats in the morning and in the afternoon sometimes. Uh, and now I'm on this, and now I'm in the sister company. I don't have access to their kind of internal chat instance. So the old lady gossip meeting, yeah. So yeah, we'll sort some out. Okay, right. Why are those graphics wrong? Let's go through it methodically. So let's start by checking out the um, let's start by checking out the screen on the first run through, because on the first run through it seems to be fine. So you see the waterfall disappears perfectly there. And if I go into the not that one, but go into the Vram Viewer and look at the background map. Okay, so let me make this bigger. I can make this bigger. I do see tile numbers in there. But they're pointing to tile map bank 1 rather than bank 0. So that is correct. If I switch timelines back to this timeline, then those same tiles, same values, but now they're pointing to bank 0. Okay, which is what we want. But then if I die, see immediately there's something wrong. These are still pointing to bank 1, but now for some reason they are not showing what's in bank 1, because bank 1... Oh, wait. What? It's because they're animated tiles, that's why. And they're being copied. something is copying them into that area, and it's because we're switching tile banks at some point. So I need to make sure that I switch back. Okay, so in here, switch to attribute map, switch to attribute map, switch to attribute map. I'm going to make sure that that goes back. I think that could be it. I think it's as simple as making sure we switch back to the right bank. Let's give that a try. I should maybe make it start on the screen, but this is fine. So just to confirm, if I go into this mode, I'm going to have a look at the Vram Viewer. So you see, these are our two copies of the tile map. So this is the old world tile map, and this is the this is the new world tile map. And this is the old world tile map. You can see where the water is here; it's just not animated. Where the fuzz that happens at the bottom, like the splash, the wash, or the wake that happens at the bottom of the waterfall, is animated here. It's just water on this one, and the waterfall itself is blank. So then if I drop into that, suddenly it copies over. Why? Okay, well, it's got to be something to do with the game over. The game over. Oh wait, was that game over? Yeah, that is game over. Okay. I'm going to disable the interrupts again here. And I'm going to enable them when I exit, just in case, because I think what might be happening is partway through this, our interrupts are triggering, and yet our bank is pointing to the other character map. So by disabling the interrupts, actually, we could probably reduce the number of loops we need here, but by disabling that interrupt, we're making sure that that's not happening. One sec, I heard the note. You copy and type. Yeah, exactly. That's what's happening. Yeah. So the interrupt. What the interrupt does in here. Which one is it? Or is it this one? It's this one here. So this LCD stat interrupt is happening on a particular line. I think it's just above the HUD area, and that's being triggered every frame. And what that does is it copies into whatever bank is currently set as the character bank. So if you happen to have the bank 1 switched in, it will start copying into there. And this routine in the game over does a lot of switching between the banks. You can see here, it does it here. And there's a wait for V blank as well. So there's a couple of places where it could do it. So by disabling interrupts, hopefully, it's going to solve that issue. EPU, so much fun. Okay, so that's better. So now if I go back down here, who got that one? Steps got that one. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Right, that fixes that issue. Okay, so what have we got left? So we've got enemy sprites we need to put in, keys we need to put in. We need a proper intro animation. What else? It's kind of it, isn't it? Dialogues are all in, so we just need to do them. In fact, what I might do now actually is just trim some of these graphics down in this mode. So, for instance, these bricks should not be here in this mode. Just trying to think, is there anything else that shouldn't be here in this mode? I kind of feel like, oh no, because that was there in the other mode as well. These vine things, whatever they are. Yeah, the flame should be there, but the brick shouldn't be. Can really start building the map soon. So I'm just trying to decide whether or not I should go for music next or do the. And I think I'm going to do the enemy sprites. Um, I'm kind of scared of doing the music routine. I've never even done a music routine for the C64, so it'd be kind of funny to do one for the Z80 before I do one for the Commodore. Um, uh, I ordered my Xbox Series S today, so I'm looking forward to that. Just going to slide it in here. See where I don't know if you can see that on there. You see the blue liquid here. So I'm going to remove that reservoir because these two graphics cards are going. That's going to have. I'm probably just going to get the Founders Edition 3090. I was going to go for the Kingpin one, but I really like the cooler design on the Founders Edition. So I'm probably going to get that, stick that in there, and it will leave just enough room, I think, in there to slide an Xbox Series S in. Hopefully, I need to do some measuring, but I think I can get it in there. And then it will be a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox Series S all in one, and a PC all in one, which is kind of cool. I tried getting a PS5, but they're out of stock everywhere. That's fine. Okay. Where the hell is Eldritch? Yeah, I've not seen Eldritch for a while actually. It's been at least 2 weeks. Maybe it's on vacation or something. He's he's usually around, isn't he? I'm not seeing him for a while. Good luck at your new job, Andy. I hope it all goes well for you. It's like looking at a Portal game, Simon's body in the top. Ooh, ooh. Okay, right. I'm trying to think what can I do for another half an hour on here. Okay. It's gone quite well. Well, look, I've decoded most of it. Um, I I think I've got all the pieces. I just don't know how they quite fit together just yet. So, but it's an interesting challenge for sure. It's quite different to the stuff they've given out in the past. So, okay, let's. Wait, where's the bridge? Actually, oh, the bridge is up there, isn't it? Okay. Oh yeah, so there's that. There's that whole intro sequence as well when you pick the device up and it first changes. Okay, I'm going to remove those bricks. That's what I'm going to do now. So let's go into editor. So basically, it's in this tile set. I just need to remove these bricks, basically. I should have a clear button, but oh, okay, that didn't work. Wow, what happened there? Oh wow, it completely broke. Okay, I think it did this last time actually. Those jokes, yeah, they're not good. What was that one? What animal's always great at cricket? Oh God. The question is, why did that fail? Is it going to fail again if I just try and clear this? Yeah, okay. It does not like me clearing it like that, so I'm going to have to just copy another value into it. I need to fix that. That's not good. It's going to make editing levels very hard. I got loads of notifications as well, Warlock, today about books going out. So hopefully they'll. I mean, I don't know how long it takes books to go to Australia, but they should be on their way at least. God, that's a terrible joke, Chiz. It's better than most we get, so I can't complain too much. All right, let's just copy some blank ones in. All right, so I'm gonna copy that. Can't remember what my copy is in here. It's CMV. Okay. Wait, that's not blank. Neither's that. That is okay. Is this an Outrun medley? Right, what else might need removing in this mode? I don't want to remove too much because, unlike the C64 version, this still has to look roughly like the full version. Might get rid of those, actually. I think that probably is unnecessary. And oh shit, that means I have to do this, and I don't trust it to work. So, all right, I'm just going to save it as it is, and then I'll come back to it when I fix it. And again, I know I've got source control. I shouldn't be just adding numbers to these, but it's almost become a habit now, that thing. All right, so I need to fix my editor at some point. Problem is, I'm at work now, so I don't have an awful lot of time anymore. Okay, yeah, that's kind of right. That's what I want. I just want it to feel a little less kind of filled out in this mode. Oh, okay. The respawn should not take you back a screen as well, so we need to check that. See how it took me back to here? Because what it was trying to do is respawn me here, but because I died, it shouldn't do any respawn at all. So let's go and check the respawn routine. Which is up here somewhere. Well, I thought it was. Maybe it's right down near the bottom then. Oh, it is right down near the bottom. Okay. Yeah, so here we load the player lives, we decrease it, and then we store it. But what I should be doing immediately here is comparing that to FF and returning if it's equal. Then we don't actually do any of the respawn routine itself. So we can test that. So the easiest way to test this is to stand here and do a jump onto the next screen. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Oh, no, it's not perfect. Look. Fuck's sake. Okay. Okay. This is easy enough to fix because this can be done with changing the HUD routine slightly. The funny thing is even though yeah, so just do this basically. Even though this game is done in Z80, it feels like it's a lot more. I feel like there's a lot less bugs in it than we've got in the Saturday game, which we spent weeks and weeks and weeks, well, almost 16 months doing now. But I guess this game is a lot simpler, so that's probably why. Okay, update HUD power. I'm going to do the same with the keys as well. I don't think it really matters for the keys here, but I'm going to do it anyway. So it's having to think about the next giveaway as well and doing the custom cartridges. I'm still not worked. It's still wrong down here. I'm still not 100% convinced it's going to happen. But what I might try and do is find somewhere that can make the boxes, because it's making the boxes that are the pain. Making the cartridges is easy. It's making the boxes that's a pain, and making decent stickers for the cartridge cases as well. So I'm probably not going to do that on the next one. I'm probably just going to do games on the next one. So I may rename the room on Gremlins. I may rename the room in Discord to game suggestions. Although I think I've got one called game suggestions actually, but giveaway. I'll call it giveaway suggestions, and then get people to suggest games in there for next time. It will be exclusively C64 games, because I do want to kind of promote C64 more than anything else. I don't mind too much with the books, but with games, I think we should promote that, and we'll try and go for new games if we can. So, oh, okay, why is that changing at the bottom? Okay, so what happens? We hit game over. Actually, let's have a look at it in detail and see what's going on. Okay. Should have some Dot Cosmos merch. I've thought about that as well. Because there's a few ways of doing merch, which doesn't really cost anything up front. It's just, I think you just upload some designs or something, and then if somebody orders, they create them. So yeah, I might do that. I really want to do the lenticular mats. Oh, I missed that. Damn it. Too busy thinking about it. So you've got two views. We could do Game Boy Edition and Commodore Edition. So you have like a cup coaster with this on it or something, and then when you look at it from a different angle, it looks like that, and so on. And you said some people just buy when they want it gets made. Okay, cool. Doc Cosmos branded Ferrari. Wow, that would be a good giveaway. Okay, so I want to see what happens here. Okay, it just never colors this piece. It never colors it. Or if it does, the HUD overrides it almost immediately. So let's just have a look. Maybe I'm not going far enough along on the game over start. Here we go. Fix HUD. Oh no, we're doing 20, so it should be the right amount. And we're storing. Oh wait, hang on. Shadow attribute map. Oh, why is this different though? That should not be different. Something overriding that? Is the power one overriding that or something? Uh, yeah, that's well, that's what I've been trying to find. I can find places that what they tend to have is they tend to have mugs that have an image that can appear when it gets hot. Um, and then what people do, so like I had a Pac-Man mug which did the same thing. What people do is they have a print on the mug, which then gets filled in by the new image when the heat comes in. So what the Pac-Man thing did is it showed an empty Pac-Man grid, and then when you heated it up, it filled it with dots, filled it with power pills and ghosts and stuff. I'm not sure how I could make that work for Dot Cosmos. I don't know how I could do that, but there doesn't seem to be a way to get one image to change into another image. It's more like making an image appear. Um, and then you can just have a print that goes over the top, so you can make it appear inside another image, sort of thing. But I would like to do stuff like that. There's definitely things that we can do. So, or like those pens with the pin-up girls. Yeah. Oh, hang on. That's a transporter mug. Okay, I need to look at those. So I would like to do that if I could get it. Um, like a leopard spot tankini. Sound like you talk from experience there, Cosmin. Is that your usual attire? I'd love to know just how many people working from home are kind of working in ways that you just would never expect. Like maybe there's people just completely naked in meetings. They got the camera off, but they're just talking away and they're sat there completely naked or something. Or um, yeah, I don't know. I've worn shorts every day since lockdown began, and that's something I never really do. But it's just been more comfortable. Why would I put a pair of pants on? So just put shorts on. Shall I'm fantasizing already? Oh, colour one disappears and green one on the side. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at it. I'll have to see what options there are for that. But what's this game? You didn't even know I own shorts. Yeah, I've basically worn shorts every day since this began. So, oh, I have no idea what that is. It looks kind of interesting though, whatever it is. Only I oh my god, Adam's Family. Well done, Steps. Spelt right as well. Well done. You could have quite easily forgot the extra D in that. You only watch my stream start naked. That worries me a bit. That worries me a bit. Yeah, I think that was on. I think that was on the last stream. Yeah, Steps is too good at this. He's obviously played every freaking Commodore game there is, and remembered its name, which is the scary thing. Okay, why is this HUD displaying incorrectly? Let's have a look. So there is the transition, which would update that, and then there's this, which would update it as well. Oh, color HUD. Oh, hang on. Where is that being called from? Where is this being called from? Okay, I'm intrigued where that is being called from. It's being called from the map, and it's being called. Well, I'm guessing it's being called when a new map is drawn, but we're not drawing a new map, so. But is that actually being stored? Maybe the shadow attribute stuff is wrong. Well, we can test this theory. If I go into game over and where the fixed HUD is happening, which where is that? Here. So this is the loop that fixes the HUD colors, and this is the value that we put in. We put the value from the attribute map, from the shadow attribute map. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put. I'm going to say, please put palette 4. I'm just going to say make it black and white. See what happens. If it stays all completely black and white, then we know the shadow attribute map is wrong. And actually, shadow black and white might look all right here, so this could actually end up being a good thing. I will draw the logo as well soon for that. So what do I need to do that? I will draw the logo for the main screen as well soon. Okay, it worked, but it picked the wrong color. So let me put the right color on and see how it looks. I think it might look good with all black and white actually, because it's going to make it very obviously game over and not detract too much from. Yeah, because otherwise you've got a grey screen and you've got a coloured HUD. So it's probably all right. Okay. Get old school pixels to do 3D gravity. Has some amazing stuff like. Oh yes, I've seen some of that stuff. It looks really good. Yeah, I definitely need to. I need to think about this. It's some. I mean, you're not the first person to ask me this, so I definitely need to look at doing it. And as long as I can do it in a way, like you say with Zazzle or whatever it is, so you can do it where you don't actually have to. Doesn't cost me anything up front, which is good. In fact, I even think Twitch has got. I think Twitch has a way of selling merch through it. So I'll have a look around. I'll find out what the best options are and do it. I'd really like to do the. Yeah, I like that actually with the grey. It looks better anyway. So let's just make sure that hasn't broken the hood. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. I really like the idea of the mat. So I think I showed you guys last time. So when I got the 364 cover, I did the lenticular kind of cover. It's kind of hard to see. It's not the best lenticular effect ever, but you can see it kind of happening. So I'd like to get something like that done, but like cup coasters or things like that. So but obviously not with a freeze cover, with some like proper game graphics. And it could do like a set of 4 cut coasters or something, and two with the C64, 2 with the Game Boy edition. How can you tell a vampire has a cold? They start fuck's sake. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about the game over now. We could spruce it up at some point. We could put a different image in the background or have a different effect going on. But for now, this is fine. I'm kind of happy with this. I mean, one option we could do. Actually, would this work? Don't think you can scroll. No, you can only scroll up and down. All right, never mind. What I was considering doing was having a wavy effect in the background, just so it looks kind of it looks different. But to do that, you'd have to separate this into another layer. So you'd either have to move this into sprites, which there probably isn't enough. No, there's not enough to do it in sprites. Game Boy games like to have the screen fade to black or white at game end. Yeah. I mean, you could do that from the grey. You could quite easily cycle through the palette. Oh. Yeah, Shalon Shimmer background. Yeah, I quite like that joke, by the way. I think that's not bad. Yeah, because on the Game Boy you can adjust the palette, right? It's a very quick thing for me to do. I mean, we do it for these things here. This is just a palette adjust here. So it'd be quite easy to have a ramp through that grey. So all of those greys just slowly fade down to black. So what would happen is everything on the screen except for the game over. Game over would stay there, but everything else on the screen would fade down to a grey. In fact, let's do that. I like that. Let's do that. That's a good kind of finishing thing to do for tonight, I think. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Right, we need to do a palette change, and we've got this game over weight here, so we can do it in this section here. Now at the moment this is just jumping to the loop every time, but what we can do is we can change that so that it happens. Where's my main? Where's my main? There it is. We can change that so it happens on this frame ready thing here. So I'm just going to copy the frame ready code from here and just going to put it into the game over, and that's going to live here. So basically this is our joy control here. So this is wait for start button. But what this means is if you hold down the start button, then you automatically end this loop, and you're just basically waiting for it. It's just waiting for you to let go. So if you press start very quickly, you'll pause this animation. But what this allows us to do now, this is only going to happen once a frame, right? And this is going to happen actually down somewhere near the V blank. And what we need to do is a very, very quick change. It's not a slow thing at all. It's very quick. It's this here basically. So I need to copy this, and I need to make sure I set this value to change the right things. So what we're going to do here, so this is palette fade out. Okay, so the palette looks like this. We're going to have, well, let's go into the actual palette in here. That's the wrong one. That's my old. So it's this palette here. So black is already black, so we don't need to change it. But what we do is we need to reduce these values in here until they hit black. Now, the way that the palettes work, you can probably see it here actually. So let me just copy this over here. So a palette is 15 bits. It's RGB 555. The first bit means nothing. So you obviously have a 16-bit value that you have to set, but the first bit here, or the 15th bit actually, means nothing. It's just a blank value. It doesn't do anything. And then you've got blue. Put these comments in here. Blue, green, and red. So in order to fade these out, what I need to do is I just need to keep reducing these values at the same rate. Now they're grey, so all these values are going to be exactly the same in each one of these pairs here. So the easiest way to do this is going to be to read the current value, palette value in. Actually, can I do it like this? Load accumulator, store that in there, load. Okay, I need to figure out if I can read that. Yeah, it is read and write. Here we go. Okay, I need to go and have a look in Pandots because the way that this works with palettes is a little bit strange on the Game Boy. So you write to this value first to say I'm about to do some palette work, and then you can start doing things here. But basically, what we need to do is we need to read in the value. We need to take the bottom 5 bits of it. So we're doing AND with the bottom 5 bits, and then we need to decrease that value by 1. If it hits, if it's already 0, we don't do anything. If it's more than 0, we decrease it by 1. And then we basically copy that 5 bits, so it becomes 15 bits of the same, repeated pattern, and store that in these locations. Now, this is Z80, so this is going to be a right pain in the ass to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out basically what my values are that I need to mess with. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go for a quick smoke, and then we'll get this palette faded. The only other thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to restore it when we're finished. So when we go back to the intro needs to set the palette back to what it was. Otherwise, whenever we go into the game, we're going to have black where there should have been grey. But we can do that. That can be the last thing we do. We just want to see that this fade out works. So palettes, color Game Boy. Here we go. So we've got this value here, BCPS, this one. And this is, there we go. So we define, the first 8 bytes define the color of palette 0. Okay, yeah, so the palettes are, each palette has 4 colors. Each color consists of 15 bits, but it's obviously 16 because 16 fits neater into memory. So that means there's 8 bytes for each color, for each palette, sorry. And there are 8 palettes, so there's 64 different locations that we can write to, which is what this number is here. And then bit 7 says increment after writing, which we have set here. So what that means is, as soon as and the thing is, you don't write directly to a memory address, you write to this address here. And when you write to this address, it increments this index, if auto increment is set, and then the next time you write, it will set the next color in the list. So it's not as straightforward as it could be, but this is just the way the Game Boy palettes work. Right, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for a quick break now. I'm going to leave you with a quiz. I'm going to go and fill my drink up, and then when I come back, we'll do that. I don't think it will be that hard to do, actually. I think it'll be pretty quick. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. Right, I'm back. It doesn't know what to do with the colours there, does it at all? The hell is that? Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Have we had this before? Even Steps is stumped. We're screwed. I don't know this one either. Sorry. Right. Okay, so we just need to take the values in each of one of these places and do something. So Agent Orange. Oh, it was a Mastertronic game. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. God damn it. I think I've got that on tape somewhere as well. So I need to load the value from here, and then I need to do some trickery to get it into the right value. So we're going to set. I'm going to call it pal loop here, because this is our palette loop. And we need to do this on the right 4 colors. So, okay, so that means we are going to have to, first of all, work out where that color is. So index-wise, wrong one, this one. So index-wise, it starts here, so it's halfway through. So the index is 20. Yeah, 20. And that's set in the first 5 bits of here. So that needs to be this. No, hang on, that's... Wait, oh, that can't be... Oh, yeah, 6 bits, that's right, yeah. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's going to now select the right value. Whenever we write, it's going to increment. So this is where we do the write here. But we need to work out how to grab this value now. So I think what's going to happen here is we're going to end up with this section here. In this value here. So I need to OR it with, or AND that value with. So I don't want the first bit, I want the next 5 bits, and I don't want the last 2. Right. So that gives us the value that we want. Oh, I've not stopped the break, have I, as well? Who got that? Steps again. Quiz some faggot. Sweet, you didn't turn off the quiz. When I heard it though, if I hear the little ding, then I stop. So quiz broken. Too small on phone. Yeah, I did consider making it bigger, but then it would have really obscured the really would have obscured the text in here. So I do it this way because it only obscures the terminal down here, which isn't too big a problem. All right, let me just get my manager screen on. There we go. Okay, so I've got that value. So now I need to shift it to the left, sorry, to the right twice, which means I do need to go and have a look at these commands because I keep forgetting what they are. Language description. No, not that one. Z80 CPU instruction set. There we go. Oh, they've changed this. This is new. Now, is there a 16-bit roll? I bet there isn't. Bit shift. No. Okay, so I can't do it with 16 bits. I have to do it a little bit of time. Okay, so I need to shift to the right phonetically. So 7 stays the same. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so shift right arithmetic accumulator. Okay, so shift right arithmetic accumulator. We need to do that twice. So now at this point, we now have the blue component. Okay, so we've got the blue component. So now I need to check if this is, so let me do, okay, so there needs to be like a PAL color done. So if we reach this point, we've finished writing the colors. In fact, I'd still have to write 1 color for it to advance, so I need to do that. So I need to do that here. We're also going to need a counter, so I'm going to use B for this to count how many colors we need to do. And actually, we don't need to do the first one, so we can skip the first one here and just make this 3, because the first one's already black, so we don't need to do it. Then here we would do decrease B jump if not 0 to I'll do. Okay, so then here, shift right should set the 0 flag. I think I need to check that though. 0 set result if 0. Yeah, okay, so I can do jump if 0. So if this value is already black, then we don't need to do anything else, and we can just write it directly to here. But this is in pairs, so it's not going to be good enough to just do it like this. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to grab each component separately. So actually, I will get rid of this here. We'll work how to advance here, because I think there's going to be something like this. There's going to be pal color done, and then there's going to be no pal change, and that's what this would be. No pal change, which means the color is already black. So if it's already black, then we can easily just write that value here and then write it again. By writing it twice, we fill both of the bits in with black. So this is actually 2, not that should be 1 0 like that. Okay. Right. Otherwise, when we've finished setting the colors here, we need to jump to pal color done. Okay, so now we've got that component, it's 5 bits. So now we need to turn it into something like this. So we need to, first of all, I'm going to put that value into the C register. So we've got a copy of it. Oh, actually, this is quite easy, I think. So what we can do, because we can shift to the left here, we can do shift left like that, and we can do, what's the other shift? Oh, rotate, there we go. Rotate, register right through carry, rotate left through carry is the one we want. Yeah, this one here. Rotate register accumulator through carry, okay. Or rotate register left, this one. Okay, so we can do, okay. So the C register contains the value that we want. So I should just be able to shift this now 5 places to the left. And at the same time, I load the accumulator with 0 by doing that. Actually, we probably need to store this somewhere else as well. I'm going to store it. Hang on, I need to think about this. Okay, so this is our original value, and then I just need to shift. So, and then C and A are going to be my. Actually, no. Tell you what, we'll do it with C like this. We'll use D and E. So E will be the lower byte, which we're going to put in, and then D will be 0, which hopefully I can just load. Please tell me I can load directly into 0. That'd be annoying if I can't. Load register 8. Yes, I can. Okay, cool. Okay, so now I need to shift E 5 to the left. So back into here again. I wish I could remember these. I really do. Shift left. Here we go. and that goes into the carry. So if I do shift left, really, I can't do that. Oh, shift left arithmetic. Okay, that's confusing. So shift this byte, and then I should be able to roll that byte. I'll do that 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now D contains the color component here and a load of zeros here. Well, I think it contains 0 because shift left accumulator should be putting zeros in. Yeah, it is. It's putting zeros in the bottom. Okay, so now we can load the accumulator with E and or the accumulator with the contents of our original value and put it back into E. Now we have red and green filled in. Let's make it right here as well. So to get blue, we just need to do the same shift 5 times. 3, 4, 5, and then that again. So it's that whole thing, we just repeat it. And at this point, we then have blue and green DE. And then here we have red, green, and blue in DE. So then to write it, all we have to do is we have to grab, I can't remember which way around these colors go. It's probably big endian instead of little endian, just to confuse me. So I think if I do that and then write it, and then do that and write it, we should have a color loop here. All right, let's give that a try. It's worth a shot. Kind of guessing really, but okay, so it definitely did some color stuff in here, but what it did is completely wrong. Okay, so let's try switching these to E and D. Maybe these are the wrong way around. Don't think so though, but okay. Okay, this is fine. We just need to step through this a little bit. So let's find out where that PAL loop is in here. OE3F, okay. It's not the end of the world or anything, but I noticed you made the text smaller again. Oh, did I? Sorry. There you go. Okay, right. Let's go and put a breakpoint in that routine. So OE3F. Okay, so this is our loop. And this is our loop. Okay, so this is where we're actually reading that value. So I'm going to put a breakpoint in here. And then hopefully as soon as the palette starts to shift, we'll get a breakpoint. Okay. So I apologize for the small text in here. But unfortunately, it's what we're stuck with. So step over is F3. Okay. So the accumulator's load is E7. So let me just put this into a calculator here so we can see. So E7 looks like this in binary. So the value that we're hoping to get out of this is 11001. Which is 11001 with 2 zeros on the end. So the value should be 64 after this next line, which it is. Then we're trying to shift it to the right, so it becomes 1111001. So it's going to become 19 after 2 of these shifts. So it is 19 indeed. Right. So then if it's not equal to 0, we jump. Sorry, if it's equal to 0, we jump. It's not. So we go on to the next line. We load C and E with those values as well. Okay. So now we've got our original value stored, and we've got that value in E, and we've got that value in D. So what are we actually looking for in the values? The final values here should be 11001 will become 1100, 11000, 11000. So the final result we're looking for here is 6318. Let me just write that down. So let's see if this happens. Okay, so let's do the first shift. So the first shift should give us 11000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should have 3 in D and 0 in E after this section. Okay, so wait, why has it gone to there again? Why has the value changed again here? Okay, it's now 1F. Why has it gone to 1F? I need to rerun it again. I think I accidentally advanced the frame when I shouldn't have. Okay, just go through this again. It should be the same results last time. It should be deterministic. So there we go. We've got 19 in each slot right now. So I'm looking for this value here, 300. So if I skip through this, she's loading D with 0. Yeah, right. Now it's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shifts. And what I actually have is 0320. Why do I have 0320? Okay, so one of our bitwise instructions is wrong here. So I'm using this one here. We should shift the data left and set the carry flag if it's overflowed. And then I'm using RL, which should hopefully bring in the carry flag. Oh, but it does put the last result in the carry flag as well, although that shouldn't matter. Okay, I'm a bit worried why it's not doing what I was hoping it was going to do. 0320. Okay, it explains why it's wrong. Oh, I know what this is. Should I answer? I'm going to answer. Yeah. It's just not got the skill steps. Okay, let's restart again because I'm not sure why that value is not rolling correctly. So this time I'm going to watch it in the as it rolls rather than just roll it 5 times without thinking about it. Okay, so we're here, set our values up. Right, so at this point we've got D19. So if I roll this to the left, well, let's have a look if we do it in the calculator, right? So if we get the calculator and we put 19 in and then shift it to the left. Wait, what? Oh, I have to put 1 in. Okay. Should become 38. So let's have a look. But it doesn't. It becomes 3-2. Hang on, did I do that in... I did it in decimal, didn't I? 19, bit shift 1 was 3-2. Okay, so 19 bit shifted by 5. Oh, it is 320. Okay, that is correct then. Okay, so that's all fine up to that point. 3-2, yeah. And then 320. Can I OR in here? No. Oh, that sucks. Why can't I OR? Bitwise OR. There we go. 19 equals 339. Okay, so we should see 339 after this. Yeah, okay, that's correct. And then that should get shifted by 5. So shift by 5. 6, 7, 20. And then that gets ORed with 1, 9. 6, 7, 3, 9 should be our end result here. Yeah, so that's correct. So why is it not storing that value? 6739 in binary is 11001, 11001, 11001. Oh, because we didn't decrease it. So when we've got this value here, we jump to 0 if there's no change. Otherwise, we need to decrease value in the accumulator, right? But that doesn't explain why it flashes the way it does, because it should be putting that same value back into the palette, but it's not doing. It's kind of flashing through whites and all sorts of stuff here. It's going wrong. So I'm going to switch these back around to DE. Maybe it is just big endian format, which wouldn't surprise me. And then I can give it a run again. Damn it, this should have been simple. I'm not going to spend too much longer on this. I do have work in the morning, so. Okay. I don't know what happened there. I mean, the values should definitely cycle through the same values all the time, so it shouldn't be changing colors. It should be staying gray, just different shades of gray. So let's go OD1B. Let's go and have a look at that location. And let's skip through all the way down to where the value is saved. So let's go to here and see what values come out here and do some checks on them. So 50 shades of grey, yeah. How many would it be? 32 shades of grey. But yeah. So D is 6318. So what I'm looking for here is for some symmetry with these binary values. By symmetry, I mean that the 5 bytes, so ignoring the, oh no, taking the first one, so it should repeat itself, which it does 1100, 1100, 11000. So that should be fine. So let's run it to the next break. And now it's on 7BDE. Oh, which is the next color in the list. Okay, but let's, because it has to do 3 colors here, so. But again, in binary, they're in groups of 5, which is fine. But for some reason, they seem to be showing like a bluish color here. I don't know if you can see that. Pink here. Okay, 5EF7. I wonder if it's to do with the high byte. I wonder if the high bit needs setting. Maybe it's not completely useless. Maybe it has a purpose. Data in the pattern memory cannot be read written during the time when the LCD controller is reading from it. Ah, okay. So, in which case, what we'll do is our good old plate V blank. Maybe it's just a thing caused by it being in the wrong. Oh no! What is going on? What is going on there? No palette change. So when it comes to here, oh, that's it. We're not reading the second byte in, so it's even though it's advancing, we're just putting the same value back in again. No, it's still wrong. Damn it. Let's just do it with one of the colors. Let's just see if we just fade out one that it's right. And maybe it is to do with this value here being wrong. Maybe we've got the split wrong here. You know, 4. That's reading a value. It's writing, that's writing. This only happens if there's no palette change, which is right. So it's 2 rights. Okay. I mean, I want to get this working before I go to sleep. That color flashes through all the colors. It doesn't change at the right time. All right, there is something I can turn on in here. Where is it? Options, exceptions, break on. Not bad access. Inaccessible VRAM. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I am doing. There is a few of these that are happening. Mainly when I'm drawing screens, though. So, I mean, one way to do this is to have a table of these values, but I really don't think it needs to have a table. I think this can be calculated on the fly. Is my new job working from home? It is, yeah. So it doesn't matter too much. But obviously, I like to be awake. So, I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. So values seem correct, but when they're written, they're totally wrong for some reason. Okay, let's switch these over to ED. See if that makes it. Just stay awake all night, yeah, because that's gonna make me even better in the morning, isn't it? Oh, crazy Acnafin logic. Options. Let's turn that debug thing up because. Okay. Maybe it's just the colors are the wrong way around. Because now it definitely seems to be. It seems to be staying at that value. Like it's. There's no greens or blues in here. This is all white, but it's just never hitting. It's never hitting the right color now. So maybe instead of doing this, instead of doing that section there, what I actually need to do is and the accumulator with just the lower 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Fortunately, I'm not very kind of clued up on how these freaking palettes work, so still learning with that. Aha, there we go. So that was it. I was reading the wrong value. They are in little endian format, which means they need to be stored in little endian format, which means if I just change this to 3 now, it should work. Also, what I'm going to do is going to get rid of that because I don't think that. No, I'm going to leave that in. But what I'm going to do is load. Do we have a frame timer? I just want to slow it down a little bit. So, is it called frame timer or something? I forgot. Yeah, frame timer. Okay. So I'll load the accumulate with frame timer. I'm going to AND that with 0.3. Jump if non-zero to skip PAL change. So then the 3.6. Oh. So then the only thing I need to do is set the color back when we finish. So hopefully this should fade out nice and slowly and to black. Or not at all. Maybe frame timer is not updating now because we're in this. Okay, let's just cancel that out for a minute. Just make sure it works on all the colors first. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. I think that's about the right speed. In which case, we need to move this game over down a little bit. Why isn't frame timer updating though? Is that because that's in the interrupt's disabled at this point? Okay, what I'm going to do. Can I just increment? No, I can't. Now I've got to load it into the accumulator first because it's stupid. So I don't have to do that anymore. Okay, and before we continue, I want to go and have a look at the palette value for there, which I need to go and have a look in one of my files. Palettes, here we go. All right, I'll have to do it. No, where's XVI? God damn it, where's my hex editor? Bit of Arkanoid. Gameboy.cosmos, assets, export, palettes, here we go. You see how it's exactly that many values. So these are the values we need from here to here. So I'm gonna let's copy. Edit, clipboard, copy text string. There we go. Right. So then in our intro, all we need to do is at the very beginning of the intro, just need to make sure that that palette gets reset. Otherwise, every time we go back into the game, all the grays are going to be black. So reset the gray palette. can kind of copy some of this code from in here. This is just kind of this bit, really. It's the only bit I really need. I can work out the rest. So we need to say which palette we're changing. We're going to start from 0. We're going to change 4 colors in here, and we're going to load HL with the location of the palette. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, for each of the 4 colors, we're going to load the accumulator with a value from HL, incrementing it. Actually, this can just be 8. Save doing this. Hi, Nunu got that. Agmafin got it. Nice. It's because steps but gunfight. That should be enough. And then decrease B jump if non-zero to PAL. That should reset the palette. Okay. Fingers crossed this is going to do everything I need it to do. And I like that. Warlock, that was a great idea. I like it. Bonus points to you. Cool. And then when we come in, the greys, you see the greys down here, they're fine. You know, the terminal here, the spikes, they're all good. That looks good. It looks really nice, actually. So I want to move the game over down a little bit now, and I think I want to add color to it now. Now that it's now that the game has gone completely, we can move it down and we can change its color slightly. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to call it a night, I think. So let's move the game over down 2 lines. So game over start, game over fix HUD, game over. Okay, so here is where, yeah, okay, it's this one. So I need to move it down 2 lines, so this becomes D03, like so. Same characters, but now we're going to change to a different palette map here. So we're going to use, gotta keep pressing that, I need to close that, all right. We're going to use palette 4 here, which is palette 3 in here. So this needs to be 3. So it'll match this .cosmos here. So that looks awesome. I like it. Cool. Right. I feel like we've achieved something tonight. That's all right. So I think on the next stream, I'm probably going to do the sprites. If I can draw the enemy sprites in time, then that's what we'll do. And then basically we have everything we need to actually play the game. Well, it's keys as well we need. The screen transition is a white flash. Oh, you mean when I go between screens? It's because of the way the LCD turns off in the emulator. So yeah, when the LCD turns off in the emulator, you see a white flash. On real hardware, you won't see it. In fact, let's put it on the real hardware before I finish. Already finishing the stream. Yeah, I'm quite tired, and I do need to be kind of fairly awake tomorrow. So just for the first week or two, while I get used to my role, I'd like to just be kind of fairly awake at work. And once I get used to it, who cares, right? I've got to start studying for an exam as well. It's crazy. I've not done an exam since I was at school, and now I've got to do some OS CP or something exam. I can't remember what it's called. So I've got to start studying for that soon. Yeah, I know. It's been years since I did an exam, so oh, maybe I've not got power. I don't know. I don't have power, so I can't test it. My charge. I don't know where my charge is. Oh, that's not it. All right, I'll have to test it another time. But yeah, when you test it on real hardware, it doesn't do that flash. So where's the company based? Yeah, it's 20 minutes away from here. So I live in Camden, and the company's in Piccadilly, so it's not far. It is walking distance, yeah. Which is what I'm going to do. So when I let me just see if I can find my charge bar. So when I do start going back to work in the office, I'm not going to be doing I'm not going to be taking public transport. That's not going to happen for a long time because I'm scared stiff. I'm going to be taking I'm going to be walking instead. Although I honestly believe that we're in this lockdown till March, April next year. I don't think it's gonna change anytime soon. Oh my God, Warlock, that's terrible. Uh, you can sleep on the work second week. Well, actually, the thing is my boss told me this morning, so I'm quite good friends with my boss as well, which helps a lot. Oh, I have got the charger. Here it is. He said to me this morning, don't sweat this week at all. Just kind of take your time this week. Just get it because he knows it's a big change for me. So he doesn't want me to kind of stress myself out. But at the same time, I do want to kind of learn if I can. So cool. We can finish on real hardware. Um, current rules apparently for 6 months. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. I think we're in this until March, April next year at the very earliest. Uh, because I think what a lot of people don't realize is even if a well, I think a lot of people do realize, but I think what the majority of the kind of public who are just thinking that as soon as a vaccine is ready, that we're all just suddenly going to be able to go out, and that's not how it's going to work at all. You're going to have high priority. To vaccinate 60 million people is not an easy task. So it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take months and months and months. So obviously they're going to prioritize, the weak and the elderly and the people who are really susceptible to it. 68 million people. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. God, is it 68 million people already? Wow. Remember last time I checked, it was 60 million. All right, so here we go. Where's the start button? So you should see when I go off the screen. I don't know how easy it's going to be to do while I'm see no white flash in real hardware. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's moving smoothly. It's all working. It's pretty sweet. So really, the only big piece of code that I'm worried about now is the music because I haven't done it before. So um, that's going to be interesting because I haven't done any music player for any system. Well, that's a lie actually. I did do a Commodore music player in BASIC a long time ago, but it was nothing like nothing like a proper SID player. It was just a very basic sequencer basically. Um, it does need proper packaging and a manual. Yeah, that's true. Um, yeah, I think we're stuck in this now till April, March, April next year, which would be 12 months of lockdown. Which uh, oh, don't even joke, Warlock. The number of people I've started kind of removing from my Twitter feed that are starting to say things like that are just driving me mad. Like the number of people that have started saying that it's just some kind of crazy control experiment by the government. It's just like, oh my God, seriously. I thought you were an intelligent person, and I can't deal with people like that. So they're just removed from my Twitter and blocked. Um, I've been out every day since. Yeah, but you live in Finland. It's like 20 miles between each person just by default there. Yeah. Anyway, right. Let's go and find someone to raid then. Uh, Oh, Proton. So what's Proton doing? He's doing some coding. Let's go and drop in on Proton. So Proton is a demo code. He's recently joined my Discord. He's a very cool streamer, a very cool guy. Very, very clever. So I advise you, if you want to know how to do some crazy stuff in 6502, we go over and have a look at it, what he's doing. I think I seem to remember him saying he was doing a scroller for somebody. So we'll go and check on what he's doing. He was doing like a sprite scroller of some kind. I can't remember exactly what, but cool. All right, thanks for joining, guys, and I shall see you all on Thursday for Checkanoid, or sooner if the mood takes me, which I don't know if it will or not yet. So we shall see. All right, take care, guys, and I'll see you all Thursday. Bye.